RNS Reviews with Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 2, Korra Alone. So, pretty good episode. The last thing we want to do is compare it to Zuko Alone.
Yeah, because that's pretty kind of similar aspects to it.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is completely, aside from that. So the last thing we're going to do is compare it to Zuko Alone. Although Zuko Alone was a great episode, Korra Alone 2 was also a great episode.
For me, I like Zuko Alone better, though.
Yeah, it was better.
Yeah.
But they both have a lot of flashbacks. So, yeah, we started we ended the last episode with Korra getting beat up, in some sort of ring. So we finally get the answer to that, because that's how the episode starts off in this one.
It starts off like her after she got beat up, so.
Yeah, after she got beat up. So, she gets beat up, and then she's fighting with some girl, right? And then the scene switches, and then she's in some restroom, and she has like a black eye. She's completely messed up. So she's obviously been losing a bunch of these matches, but that's how she's making her living. And then when she exits the bathroom, she sees like some sort of evil Korra, right?
I think it's just her avatar state.
Yeah, it's like she's like facing herself, sort of.
What this reminded me is from in the original series, Avatar: Last Airbender, when Aang, he just had dreams, but he himself was also outside seeing him in the avatar state. If you remember.
Yeah.
And it scared him as well, but
it's like it's something that they don't want to face, but eventually they have to. So Korra, she's sort of afraid of this figure of herself. I guess she didn't like, the way she reacted. Because, I mean, she was chained up, and then...
Maybe it's the fact that they, Zahir forced her into the avatar state, you remember?
Yeah, so she was probably, like, afraid to go back into it. But, yeah, so throughout the whole episode, we see her face, this Korra, from her past. So she's looking at herself. So, we get a scene, like, this is present time, and then she's, like, reminiscing or flashbacking back to when she was in the wheelchair. So we see scenes of that. So she's with, her parents. She's flashbacking back to with her parents, and she's eating, and then she talks about how, what is she talking about?
Well, she just wants to return to Republic City.
Yeah, she wants to return to Republic City, so she tells her parents, like, you know what, I think, I should go back to Republic. No?
Well, no, because before that scene, she was healing with Katara.
Oh, yeah. So we saw Katara. It's always great to see her. So, yeah. Katara is, like, healing her. She's, like, in the pool. But Katara can't completely heal her.
Because, like, Katara says all she could do is speed up the healing.
Yeah.
But she herself has to do it, like, she says it's all in her mind.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, she's going through, like, physical therapy and everything. So, she's, like, doing the walkway, and she's, like, holding on to it. And she can't move her feet at all. Like,
I like how Katara's so patient with her, though.
I know.
If you saw Tenzin, he always lost his patience with Katara. She's, like, Korra's yelling at her and shit.
And then Korra did say, like, a bunch of mean things to her, and Katara just smiles, and she just sits back, and...
Yeah, like, just let it all out, and...
Yeah, she tells her, just vent, like, pretty much just vent towards me, and it's okay,
Yeah.
You'll get over this eventually. So, yeah, then we go back to Korra present time, right? And then she's walking around the city. I'm not sure where she's going. And then she sees Korra, Avatar Korra back in the game.
As her ghost self.
Yeah, in an alley. And then she looks at her, and then she fire bends at her, right?
Yeah, to start fighting.
And then people are looking at her like she's crazy. And then when they show it, she's like fighting herself. And
there's no one there. She is on the floor.
Yeah. So, So as they're flashbacking, Korra's getting like a bunch of these letters from Bolin and Mako and Asami, and she's reading them, and she's really depressed.
Yeah, I like Bolin's letter. Those are funny to me. He tries to talk all sophisticated and stuff, like many days or something like this.
Right, just something all cliche and shit. Like So Bolin's always funny, and actually, yeah, so she's reading all these letters, and she's depressed, and she still can't walk.
Yeah, because her friends are going off to do this, like, help the world, these amazing things. Asami started What she started, she said she got a big project.
Yeah, she has a big project with the Earth Kingdom now, and
Yeah, I think she was building the train.
Oh yeah, the train.
And then Zuko went back to the police force, and Bolin he joined Korra to help the Earth Kingdom. So she is feeling like she's useless at this point right now.
Right. So obviously Korra's facing a lot of inner turmoil. She does like 6 months of recovery. She starts walking again, but it's bad. Like she just can't walk at all. Like she just barely walks. So after I think it was been like 2 years, where finally she starts walking again, and Tenzin goes to
see her, visit her.
Yeah, so when Tenzin gets her, she runs to him. So I guess after all of this, she's running towards him. I miss you so much, and yeah. So I think after that is when she decides that she wants to leave, right?
No. What happens is when Tenzin comes to visit her, she wants to show him her progress.
Oh yeah.
So she starts fighting she spars with these three firebenders. She's doing pretty good. And she's actually happy. She's like has a big smile on her face and stuff. But then she gets like a flashback when Zahir had her tied up and she went to the Avatar state and poisoned her. And then
she lost her footing and then
she got like firebenders like all over.
Yeah, she fucked her up. And then Tenzin goes, "It's okay, don't worry about it." He stops the match, and she feels like I really thought I was getting better. And then they have this little scene. It's like, you better not tell me that I had better have patience or I'll water smack you in the face. And he's just like, oh shit.
Okay, so he says the same thing, but just like he rewords it.
So and then Tenzin leaves. I guess he just came to see how she was doing. Tenzin leaves, and
that's when Korra decides to go back to Republic City.
So she tells her parents, I think I'm going to leave, and then they say, are you sure? So she says, yeah, but she wants to go alone. So she leaves Naga. She goes off on her own, and based on the first episode, we know that this is when she finally leaves, and she leaves for 6 months, right? It was 6 months.
Oh well, what happened? Well, yeah, she does leave by 6 months, but the thing is, she first stops by on that one guy who takes pictures of avatars.
Yeah. So we know she's leaving. She leaves, and then this guy who takes pictures. And well, she went to go eat, right?
That's why the guy he also takes pictures of avatars for it. Well, he takes picture of Aang doing his little
the air sphere or something.
Yeah, the little
And then that's when so she's buying her food, and then behind her, like on the other side of the whatever, there's these thieves. They rob this little old lady. And then the guy who's selling her the fish. Don't worry, he'll go. This is the Avatar. She'll go save you. So she goes. She fights these two guys, and then she completely loses. Like
because she sees her ghost avatar again.
Yeah.
The thing that keeps haunting her doesn't let her do anything.
Yeah. So and then she gets beat up, and then they both look at her.
She decides to go to the Tree of Life from the second season. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that was towards the end of the episode.
No, that was still.
What Tree of Life? Oh yeah. In the whole harmonic convergence thing, right?
Yeah, she goes to the spirit world.
So she's going on this little journey to like find herself. Huh?
Yeah. So she goes to the spirit world. She goes into the Tree of Life. She actually meditated in season 2. When she meditated in the Tree of Life, she saw all her visions, which gave her the power. It also gave her some power to defeat who was the bad guy again? Vatu. Well, he was controlling. Well, he wasn't controlling, but he merged for him. But
yeah,
I forgot.
So she's in that tree and she's trying to meditate, and a bunch of these little spirits go to see, like, oh, it's the Avatar, and then they try to talk to her, and then she gets sort of like.
Yeah, but something's wrong right there, even though because one of the spirits says I can't sense Rama's spirit in her, and Rama's the thing that is the Avatar.
The Avatar state. She says, I know, I'm trying to find her again, So she leaves. She leaves the spirit world, and they show her going on this journey, like through the mountains, through the desert,
like a volcano. Which I don't get, cause like she's like writing letters, like they have in the background playing her reading the letters. Where does she mail them at? She doesn't have a hawk, and she's going through volcanoes and deserts.
I don't know. Maybe it's when she was in her bed. Well, then again, Asami was. I don't know.
Where's she writing them?
Maybe the hawk left, and the hawk was coming back. Maybe the hawk was delivering.
Oh, yeah, but she keeps walking, does the hawk track her every time?
That's.
And like, she doesn't have a letter, like, how would she do it there? Like, that's why when you went now, she went to her parents. Maybe she finds like villages and stuff and knows.
Yeah, that's probably when she'll send the hawk, But the thing is, when the hawk comes back, like, okay, so I don't know. I wish I knew.
Yeah.
But fucking okay, so she goes to the desert, and in the desert, it's just she sees Rava as a like what do they call it?
Maj.
As
Is it a what?
a mirage.
A mirage.
Yeah. So she runs to the top, and there's nothing there, and she just looks out at miles and miles of desert.
Also, and this is the same desert for the first season.
I thought that we were gonna see the library,
but
the library was taken back.
Maybe it could be the whole, but probably got filled up with sand over the years.
Yeah. So she, as you know, she's going through this big journey, and then they show the scene where she cuts her hair, like they show that scene, and they remind she does it by like little like a little river.
Yeah, I think that was I think she cut her hair was before she went to the spirit world.
Oh,
when she got beat up, she got sad. She cut her hair.
But that scene reminded me of when Iroh and
Zuko
also cut their hair with knives.
Yeah,
and she just cuts it. So what happens then?
Oh, let me see. She goes, I think. She sees her spirit self again.
Yes. So we go back to present time. No more flashback.
Yeah. Okay. She goes back to present time.
So now we're in present time. You know, her hair short, face all fucked up, bruises, and she's walking by herself through the town, and then she sees
the spirit Korra.
The spirit Korra again.
And this time she a dog. Oh no! First she sees a dog.
First she sees a dog,
and then the spirit Korra comes down. Then the dog sees it too.
Yeah. Okay. So the dog sees it, and then
it makes it goes away.
Growls at it. It's a little fluffy white dog.
It's like running on batteries or something. Yeah. But it's able to, I guess, fend off spirit Korra, and then it wants Korra to actually follow it. So Korra decides to follow it, and when it starts following it, that's when they go to another flashback.
Yeah, there's a lot of flashbacks.
It's just all over the place.
It's like flashback, present Korra, flashback, present Korra.
Yeah, so it goes to another flashback.
But the spirit does lead her to the ring, right? Oh, no, that was in the flashback though.
That's why in the flashback, she sees spirit Korra, so she follows her, and then that's where she sees the ring, Earth. Yeah. UFC, whatever.
Earth UFC, right? No, yeah. So that the spirit chorus, leads her over there. That's when she starts fighting, and then we get to completely where we are right now.
Yeah, which was the end of the first episode. We see why she got fucked up. Yeah. Which was because she saw spirit. She was fighting spirit chorus basically. Yeah. And making her lose her focus, and that's where.
So then we're right where where we left off. She's been going through all this, stuff, physical therapy, water healing therapy, leaving, the Southern Water Tribe to go and find herself. So, now we're here, and then this is when she's walking through the town, and she sees Spirit Korra once again, and the dog. The dog growls at her, and scares it off, or whatever.
Yes, fends off Spirit Korra. Spirit Korra follows the dog, and the dog leads her to a swamp. The dog turned out to be a spirit that she actually saw from Tree of Life. And she's like, oh, you tricked me and stuff. Like, oh, if you knew I was a spirit, would you follow me?
And she said, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. So now we're in the swamp, and this is the same exact swamp that Aang and his friends were at the beginning of the episode.
I don't think
it's the same swamp.
It is?
Yeah, with the big tree in the middle.
Oh, because they didn't show a big tree, that's like...
Yeah, but...
Oh, not in this episode, but I guess it's the only swamp they actually showed, so...
With, like, the spirits and everything. So then she sees Spirit Korra once again in the swamp.
And they start. Well,
they actually fight this time.
Well, Korra actually runs away. The Spirit Korra is actually. She is trying to get away from her. That's the fight.
And as this Spirit Korra is fighting her, she's throwing all this water and bending at her, and she's actually getting fucked up.
Because she even says, "No, you're just in my head." And then she just throws a fireball at her and just blasts her like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm not in your head."
But then she runs away, right? And then she goes up to this tree. She jumps up.
Because we should just say right now, Spirit Korra in the she has a chain around her hand because in the end of season
that's how she was last.
Yeah, and then season 3 when she got when she was fighting the main bad guy Sahir, Sahir had chained her up. So when she sees Spirit Korra, she sees still one chain around her hand. Yeah. And she uses that chain in the fight with the swamp to wrap her in the leg.
And then just pulls her in, and as she's falling, Spirit Korra is pulling her in through this puddle of the poison that was injected in her. So then she starts sinking into this poison. So obviously the poison really scared her because she was out of, I guess because she didn't have touch with herself. Like, this wasn't her, and obviously she does not like this at all. And she's fighting with herself, you know, like, how could I have done that? How could I have done what I did, you know?
Well, she really didn't do it. Like, she just beats her here, basically. But she just didn't like that she was, I guess, forced into the Avatar state.
Right. And then she was going to die, and then the Avatar state would have been, you know, over. So
maybe that's what she's scared of, like, ending, like,
it was so close.
Her being the last Avatar in the world.
And then that's it. No more Avatars after that. Like, that's probably she's really afraid.
Maybe that's why she keeps seeing herself. Well, yeah, maybe she is scared of being the Avatar state and then dying in it. But they haven't said so yet. So far, we've seen is just Spirit Korra haunting her and stuff.
So she completely sinks, right?
To the poison, yeah.
And then she faints. And then this is where the exciting thing happens. She wakes up and she's in some cave, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, where am I? And then
there's this old lady
like cooking, like boiling soup or something, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out that that's actually Toph. Like, Toph went and, you know... Found her, and she goes and she's like, what, it's Toph? And then the episode ends, you know?
Yeah, but I was wondering, well, they kind of already revealed Toph, like, in the trailers. They showed
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so as soon as Korra lit up her fire to see who it was, I already knew it. I was already expecting her.
Yeah, that's true. But amazing cliffhanger. Like, definitely you want to watch the third episode. So we're gonna watch the third episode and see, you know, what's up. Obviously, Toph is probably gonna train her of some sort. We're gonna get some more answers as to, you know, what's going on inside of Korra. What is she really fighting? So we look forward to that. Right?
Yeah. Right. So listen to some Korra-based episode, just Korra. I mean, they did show Mako, Asami, and Bolin and Tencent, but those were all flashbacks.
Yeah, they were flashbacks.
Yeah, those they just came out in flashbacks, and that's about the biggest role they played in this episode itself. I enjoyed the episode. Yeah, I liked when Toph came out there because she was still referred to her as Twinkle Toes.
Oh yeah, that's true. She said, you know, how do you know that I'm the Avatar? And
well, like how we met, and she's like, oh,
in a way.
Yeah, in past life we were really good friends, and then she's like, oh, nice to see you again, Twinkle Toes.
And then that just like gets you right here. It's like I got chills. It's just crazy. We finally get to see Toph. She's old now. It's always good to see, you know, characters from Last Airbender.
Yeah, what I want to see happen though is like when they fight like the major battle, I want Toph, Katara, and Zuko to come out and team up and like
and fight. Like,
fight.
That'll
be like that shit happen. I'll be there. I know, like I hope that happens. I hope they do that.
For real. All right, so just to wrap up, this was Korra Alone. We appreciate the view. Stay tuned for the next episode. This was RNS Review.